What happens when you give a nerd billions of dollars? Well, he buys whatever he wants. Such is the case with Elon Musk, who just recently closed the deal with Twitter, and now people think he has no idea what he's doing. So stick around as we dive into the brutal truth about Elon Musk's Twitter takeover that people don't want to admit.
Oh yeah, Twitter.
First, Elon finally completes the deal. On October 27th, Elon Musk finalized his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter, putting the world's richest man at the helm of one of the world's most influential social media networks. That's a lot of power for just one man, and it looks like it's about to get out of hand. Now that it's all done and dusted, the cloud of uncertainty that had hung over Twitter's business, workers, and shareholders for most of the year had finally moved away. Musk spent the last few months desperately trying to back out of the deal after originally agreeing to buy the company in April. He raised concerns about the number of bots present on the network, and later allegations were raised by a company whistleblower. Elon Musk announced his Twitter takeover in the most Musky way possible, with a simple tweet saying, "The bird is freed." Musk and Twitter managed to avoid a trial that was scheduled earlier this month by completing the agreement. But Musk's conquest, as well as the immediate firings of some of the company's top executives, has raised a slew of new questions about the social media platform's future and all of the elements of society it affects. Next came the layoffs. If there's one person who mastered the art of laying people off, it has to be Elon Musk. Oh, he's excellent at it. It doesn't even matter who the employee is, whether it's an assistant or a CEO, they've got to go. In the mere hours after getting a hold of Twitter in late October, the billionaire fired the company's entire board, including its CEO Parag Agrawal, along with Vijay Gadde, who operated the social networking company's legal, policy, and trust teams. But it didn't stop there. Tweets swamped the forum on the Friday after the takeover, with many using the hashtags #LoveWhereYouWork and #OneTeam to notify others that they had been laid off. Several of those who were posting this had prior experience in fields such as public policy, trust and safety, communication systems, engineering, marketing, and human resources. As reported by a person close to the company who asked to remain anonymous, even half of Twitter's public policy team was slashed, including members of a team in charge of verifying politicians' accounts. That work will now be absorbed into a team launching a subscription service on November 7th. Since officially purchasing Twitter last week, the multi-billionaire has continued to insist that the company's content moderation and false news policies remain in place. And he has wanted to reassure advertisers who were wary of his promises to re-establish more freewheeling content to its newsfeed. Even so, the layoffs appear to be fueling users and advertisers' fears that Twitter is eroding its ability to control who and what appears on its forum. And the business's moderation systems are likely to be put to the test during the midterm elections. In a press release, the #StopToxicTwitter coalition of civil rights and activist groups called for a worldwide pause on ad campaigns in light of the recent mass layoffs. So what other upcoming changes can we expect? There's no doubt that Musk is here to change things up. It's already happening, and there's a lot more to come. He's already told us that he intends to reconsider Twitter's content moderation policies in order to promote a more maximalist view of free speech. The businessman has also stated his opposition to Twitter's practice of permanently banning users who recurrently violate its rules, raising the likelihood that a number of previously banned controversial users will pop back up on the platform. You know what that means. Probably at the soonest, many will be waiting to see how fast Musk will allow former President Donald Trump to return to the forum, as he has said he would before. Based on the timing, such a step could have significant implications for the impending U.S. midterm elections as well as the presidential campaign in 2024. By taking these steps, Musk has the potential to upend the media and political ecosystems, redefine public discourse online, and interrupt the budding sphere of conservative-leaning social media properties, which arose in response to concerns about bans and limits on Twitter and other mainstream services. Musk paid a visit to Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco earlier this week to meet with the workforce. He also published an open letter to Twitter advertisers in which he stated that he does not want the platform to become a free-for-all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences. Musk's power is also expected to grow as a result of this acquisition. The billionaire already possesses, manages, or has major stakes in companies developing automobiles, rockets, robots, and satellite internet. Not to mention, he has more experimental endeavors, such as the brain implants one. Now he is in charge of a social media platform that influences how hundreds of millions of people interact and get news. That's a lot. Maybe too much. It seems like a deal that went off spiraling. Even for Twitter, a company that's known for its chaotic history, the months-long contract procedure with Musk was rough. Elon himself is a well-known and questionable Twitter user who became entangled with the company earlier this year, racking up a stake of more than 9% of its stock. Musk accepted and then turned down a request to join Twitter's board of directors after publicly stating that he had become the company's largest shareholder. After that, the tech guru offered to buy Twitter openly at a hefty premium, challenged a hostile takeover, and agreed to a seller-friendly deal that waived due diligence. In an on-stage press conference shortly after he made an offer to buy Twitter, he explained that it wasn't a way for him to make money. He said his strong intuitive feeling is that having a publicly trusted and widely inclusive public platform is crucial to the future of society. Musk also promised to defeat the spam bots or die trying, making reference to the fake and scam accounts that are frequently active in the comments to his tweets, as well as those with large followings on Twitter. But then, Musk began expressing concern about the prevalence of those same phony and spam accounts on Twitter within weeks of the buyout, and eventually tried to end the deal. This stirred up some problems. Twitter sued Musk to comply with the agreement, claiming that he was using the bot argument to pull out of the deal for which he had gained buyer's remorse. Most of the stock market, such as social media companies, fell in the weeks following the announcement due to fears about rising inflation and a lurking recession. The downturn also impacted Tesla and, as a result, Musk's personal net worth. Law experts generally accepted that Twitter was on solid legal ground to have the agreement enforced in court. Musk announced 2 weeks before the controversial legal battle was set to go to trial that he would proceed with the deal on its initial agreement after all. While the parties were negotiating, Musk's lawyers requested a judge to stay the legal proceedings, triggering backlash from Twitter, which feared Musk still wouldn't keep his promise to close the deal. That's when Twitter's lawyers started to speak up, saying that Musk had been trying to leave the deal and that now, just before the trial, they declare they plan to close after all. But it did happen after all. So where does this leave things for the social media giant? Aside from content moderation, Musk had also proposed a variety of other system changes, including end-to-end encryption for Twitter's private messaging feature. Also, more recently he suggested that Twitter should become part of a everything app called X, presumably in the style of the famous Chinese app called WeChat. Even after his months-long attempt to walk out of the deal and his own recent comments that he is obviously overpaying for Twitter, Musk has tried to sound positive about the company's prospects. He said that it's his opinion that Twitter's long-term potential is an order of magnitude bigger than its current value. Some users have also made threats to quit the platform, implying an increase in signups for other platforms like Mastodon, a decentralized social network marketed as a Twitter substitute. But it looks like Musk is hopeful, and we hope things don't get out of hand.